Hey guys! I know I've been promising you an update video about camping and road tripping for a long time, and here I finally am giving you the video. I'm going to start with the road trip because that was our first trip, and then I'll make another video for camping, and I have to make an update video and a gear video, so I'm probably going to post a lot today. But first of all, thank you guys for being patient. It's been up and down a lot lately, so I'll let you know about that in the update video. But as far as a road trip, so I showed you guys all that stuff that I bought for the road trip, the milk bones and all that stuff. There were a couple of things that we ended up picking up after the fact. We picked up some calming treats. We picked up two different brands. We got Pet Ease by 21st Century, and we also, 21st Century Essentials, Pet Essentials or something like that. And then we got GNC. Both worked really well. The Pet Essentials made Lucy a little sick if she had too many. But those were really helpful once we got to our destination because she was one of 4 dogs and she was the only puppy. So the other dogs were like, I really don't want you to jump on me. And she was like, oh, you don't want this? You don't want me to love on you all the time, all the time, all the time? So calming treats were definitely a big plus. She's having a nap right now. She's right next to me. But she's not feeling good, which I'll tell you again in the update video. Another thing we picked up, because we had a rental vehicle, was one of those seat covers. It's just like a plasticky, like almost like a tent material or tarp material that you just put over the seat, and the seat belts come through it, and that was really helpful because I spilled stuff. She didn't make any mess. I spilled stuff because I'm a klutz. But yeah, those are two things that were really, really, really helpful for our road trip. So if you want to see all the other stuff that I got for my road trip, you can look 2 videos back and the road trip stuff will be on there. As far as traveling and what we did and how that went, Lucy slept most of the way. Her and I sat in the back seat of an SUV. First off, make sure when you rent the car, or if you're taking your own car, to know how much room you're going to need for luggage before you leave. Because we had 4 people's luggage plus all of Lucy's stuff. And Lucy and I didn't have enough room in the back seat. So Lucy was like sitting on top of me the whole trip, which, at least the whole trip there. And it was like a 13-hour drive. So I was really tired, and I was really tired of having her on me because I would like lose feeling in my feet. But she's a good dog. She's a trooper. It wasn't that bad. But definitely make sure there's room for your dog in the car and you don't have to have them sit on your lap because it's a pain in the butt for a long trip. So know the car you're taking before the day of, because I didn't do that and I regretted it. Another thing, stopping at, what are they called, oases or whatever they're called, like the truck stops on the side of the highway. There's usually like a pet area. Those are kind of hard because they all smell so much like other animals that it's gonna take a little longer for your dog to go to the bathroom than they would at home, because it's a new place. They want to smell everything. Plus there's people who left their dogs waste out there. There's dog pee everywhere, and usually there's other dogs around. So definitely plan in extra time at each stop for your dog to go to the bathroom, and make sure that there's a place where you can get to-go food, because unless your dog is a service dog or a fully trained service dog, they're not going to be allowed in the restaurant or in the building. So definitely keep that in mind when it comes to what you're going to eat and how much time you're going to take at stops. And you're going to want to schedule your bathroom breaks around your dog's bathroom breaks, or you're going to make double stops. A really, really, really helpful thing was to have a jug for water. We bought that little like camping thing. I think it was a half gallon by Igloo, which is in two videos previous. And that was amazing. I filled it with ice and water before we left, and she drank that half gallon by the time we got back. So every time that she needed a drink, I didn't have to use all of our water bottles that we were drinking out of, but also I didn't have to like stop and pick her up ice water all the time because I had cold water the whole time. I was telling you guys about the bag I was going to pack for her stuff, her personal stuff. In theory, was a really good idea, but because we ended up being in the back seat, I had all of her stuff around me. So in our case, it didn't end up being as helpful as it could have been, but in theory, like, I used the stuff that was in it, and it was nice to have her stuff organized. So I definitely recommend having like a diaper bag for your dog, basically, to put in wipes, poop bags, a travel bowl, a bottle of water, something like that. And also keeping your dog's paperwork on you, because I never needed it, but it was just a comfort to know that if somebody had to needed her paperwork for some reason, I had it. So I never ended up needing it because we were at my aunt and uncle's. But yeah, another thing I just remembered, because I'm remembering back on my trip, we ended up, because we didn't know how big our car was when we got it, we had to leave Lucy's bed and her cage at home. Don't do that to yourself. Please don't do that to yourself. She ended up sleeping in bed with me the whole time, which was nice, but when we left for an entire day, and we had to just like leave her in the bathroom. She had water and we fed her, obviously, but like she wasn't caged up, so she got into trouble, and she didn't end up causing that much damage. She destroyed some toilet paper, basically, was all she did. But it would have been a lot better if she could have been in her own environment and she wouldn't have freaked out, and she probably got a little anxious through that. So definitely make sure you have room for their bed and for their cage, because it's really important to have that. And also, poop bags are for so much more than picking up poop. I used them for trash in the back seat and stuff like that when I didn't have another bag. It was great. And that Pet, I don't remember what the brand of the poop bags was. I think it was Pet and Pet. Awesome. I love those poop bags. It was like, I think they said it was like $10 for 1,000 bags. Such a good deal. And the link is in the description of my video too previous. So, not that I'm referencing that video at all. So, yeah. If you guys have any other questions about the road trip, or have any requests for videos, comment down below. I love you all. Have a wonderful day.